excited. I'm fired up. Before I say anything about myself or this phenomenal opportunity, I have to give it back to my mentor, Mr. Keon Lomax. Look, I was in the back, right? And I'm sitting there talking to my girlfriend, and I said, my mentor's the man. It's true. When I met Mr. Lomax, I was not the man you see here today. I was completely different. That gentleman over the last couple of years has helped me to completely transform the quality of my life, and I'm so indebted to him. I owe my life to that man. So one more time for my business partner. Before I get into my training, did anybody find an iPhone 4 with a green and black case? Because my man Mikal lost it. If you can, please return it to him. This is all family here. We don't want anybody stealing. But my topic today is recruiting. So before I get into my topic, I want to ask y'all a couple of questions. First question is, has anybody ever been to college? By a show of hands. Wow. Not me. I'm a high school dropout. So when you've been to college, that means you were recruited, yes or no? Okay? Anybody married or in a relationship? You either recruited or you did some recruiting, right? Alright? So sometimes the problem with recruiting in multi-level marketing is people get a bad stigma. They think that recruiting is something that you do to somebody, when in reality, recruiting is something that you do for somebody. So very quickly, I want to tell you my story. Prior to getting involved with ACN, like I said, I'm a high school dropout with no college degree. I have absolutely no background, not a shred of experience in this type of business. Okay, I was waiting tables in an Italian restaurant called the Olive Grove when a young lady came into the restaurant that I was working in and sat down in my section. She was very attractive. I was recently divorced, and she invited me to a meeting at her house. So I said, "Is that your house?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Bet, I'm gonna be there with bells on," right? I was excited. When I got there, I saw the presentation. It immediately became more attractive than a young lady. I got really excited about what I saw. I got started, and I became a team coordinator in a short period of time. But the thing about it is, I owe my life to that young woman who came into the restaurant that day. Through ACN, I've been able to move out of my mother's basement into my own house, and with a nice big basement of its own. Okay? I was able to go from no car to a drop-top BMW with red leather. Okay? I went from having very bad marital problems to being able to meet an extraordinary young woman who now I live with, who we will be spending the rest of our lives together. So there's so many things that have happened in my life as a result of getting involved with ACN that I am so thankful that I was recruited. So when people say, "Oh, is this one of those things where you gotta recruit other people?" You proudly say yes, and I guarantee results, so you should let me recruit you. So, here's what we do. The goal and the objective of ACN is to build a large and fast-growing team of IBOs who acquire customers. The goal is not to build ACN forever. And I'm going to drop a couple of wealth principles on you. Wealth principle number 1. Figure out a way to get paid in your sleep or you will work till you die. Feel me? Yeah. Second wealth principle. It comes with recruiting and building a team. Wealth principle number 2. If you are the only person responsible for your income, you'll never have enough. You have to figure out a way to create leverage. That's what ACN allows you to do, create leverage, to be able to have a team of people who are also responsible for your income. See, imagine if you're the laziest person at ACN, and you decide you're only going to work ACN 1 hour a day. Who thinks they can do 1 hour a day? Okay? Now imagine having 100 people on your team who duplicated your efforts, and in a 24-hour period, you got 100 hours of work done. Who sees how we can create wealth? That's what recruiting is all about. Earn ETT and ETL ASAP. The reason why you want to do it fast is because it creates a story. Now, facts tell, but stories sell. I have a guy, Mr. Tony McMurray, the gentleman who just trained on the compensation plan. Can we give him a round of applause, please? My man is team coordinator in 4 months. Now, he's got a guy coming up right behind him named Romano Flowers, and the reason why he's going so hard is because he wants to beat his record. So if you hit ETL in 7 days, someone's going to try to do it in 6. And then someone's going to try to do it in 5. And then someone's going to turn around and do it in 24 hours, and you cash checks over everything that takes place. You understand? Start earning bonuses right away. Here's how we recruit. We pique interest, then we invite to a presentation. We let the professional present the ACN business, and then you bring them to training. But here's what some people will do. Some people will pique interest, and instead of inviting them to the presentation, they do a 45-minute presentation over the phone. They give them a regional, they give them an international training, they give them a leadership development course, they give them a TC certification, and then they try to invite them to a training. All the person heard was $499 and back the phone on. I got a man in Allentown, Pennsylvania named J.P. Murphy. He's about 80 or 90 points away from team coordinator. It's going to happen in the next 30 days or so. Check this out. I could have had him in my business in 2010. But what did I do? I called him, and instead of following this script, I gave him a presentation over the phone, and he hung up the phone on me and didn't answer my phone call for 2.5 years. Don't make that mistake. You simply pique somebody's interest, invite them to the presentation, allow the professionals to do the work for you, and then bring them to training. Who's here for the first time as an IBO at Saturday training? All right. Aren't you glad that the person that got you here got you here? Aren't you more fired up today than you were before you came here? Don't you feel like you can run through a wall right now? Aren't you fired up? You have to do this the right way. If you don't do this the right way, what's going to happen is you're going to have somebody that joins your team that could have